Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Red and Blues Brothers podcast, available exclusively here on OleMiss365.com. I'm David Johnson. He's my co-host, Mike, the nose guard Fitzsimmons.
The nose guard.
It was the Rebels nose guard back in 1882. We are happy to be here with you. We're not in the Starbucks studio today. Podcast, obviously, is sponsored by Starbucks. Today, we're coming at you from the Tuohy Center. Long story why, but that's where we're at today, is inside the Tuohy Center. Thank you to Coach McPhee-McEwen, Coach Yo's program, for allowing us in.
Coach Yo, thank you.
We appreciate that. All right, so we're going to start off today talking about the Ole Miss Rebel football program and where I think they rightfully finished inside the Associated Press top 25. Number 3, Mike, only behind Indiana, who won the national championship. If you put a buck on that in the preseason, you made a lot of money.
Wow.
And Miami, the team that barely eliminated the Rebels from the college football playoffs in the national semifinal game at the Fiesta Bowl. Mike, 1, 2, 3, Indiana, Miami, Ole Miss. I think the AP poll voters got it exactly right.
And how about this, Rebel Nation? We are ahead of, in the top 10, there are 3 SEC teams, correct, David? It's number 3, Ole Miss. I think Georgia came in somewhere around 6 or 7.
Georgia 6.
Yeah, and Alabama, they are about 9th, I believe.
Alabama's 9th.
How about that? The Ole Miss Rebel football program has ascended to the top nationally in the AP poll.
Forgot about one team.
Texas A&M. They had a great year.
All told, the SEC led the nation with 7 ranked teams. Number 3, Ole Miss. Number 6, Georgia. Number 8, Texas A&M. And number 9, Alabama, as you rightly pointed out, as well as number 12, Texas. Number 13, Oklahoma, and number 15, Davy Diago and the Vanderbilt Commodores.
How about that? It's been a great year, and the Rebels have ascended, in my opinion, to their rightful spot. I think it's a long time coming for this program, and the leadership and the vision of Dr. Glenn Boyce, Athletic Director Keith Carter, and it trickles all the way down. And this thing has been built brick by brick, and bright times ahead, because looking ahead preseason next year, regardless of the quarterback situation, Ole Miss will be a top 10 preseason team, maybe in the top 5, David. You look at what the portal has given us, and we went ahead and acquired some very nice pieces. Coach Pete Golden has done one heck of a job. Everybody wants to talk about the losses. Hey, we are replacing those with players that fit Coach Pete Golden's mold. Every team takes on the personality of their coach, and we've seen in a 3-game window the personality of Coach Pete Golden. Blue-collar guy, former walk-on. He's going to get players that want to punch the clock, go to work, get a good education, and have a life experience here at the University of Mississippi that will last them a lifetime. And these are heady times for the Ole Miss Rebels.
I know you have read somewhere that Pete Golding was a walk-on. Not true.
Not true, I'm sorry.
Pete had scholarship money. It's been reported, some sources, that Pete walked on. He did not walk on.
Okay.
When he came up and ran the 40 and Blue Delta stayed away, and Division II is like FCS. You can split scholarship money up.
I got you.
So he might not have got much, but he got a scholarship to play football at Delta State.
His story is phenomenal, the way he's come up through the ranks. And schematically, we play sound football. It's been decades since I've been, as a former defensive guy, to watch our games and to see us schematically match up with the best offenses in the country. Mm-hmm. And he gives us an opportunity, and you look at what he got and what he addressed in the portal first, David. He went and got depth on the defensive line with some big bodies. He went and got some excellent secondary pieces and added a couple linebackers. You add that with the likes of Eccles and Cam Franklin and the pieces in place, defensively, I can't wait to watch next year's version of the Ole Miss Rebel football team.
Yeah, and I will point out, I ran into Walker Jones a little while ago, and Walker was quick to say, we're not done yet. There are a couple more pieces that are going to be coming the Rebels' way in the transfer portal. One guy that I think we need to talk about a little bit is the Clemson linebacker from
Taj Boyd?
No. Luke Farrelly.
Luke Farrelly, okay.
And Farrelly, there's all kind of junk out there. And this may be resolved by the time this podcast airs.
Okay.
But he committed to Clemson.
Right.
And allegedly enrolled in school. I say allegedly because nobody really knows. But I was told to watch Luke Farrelly closely because he is likely to flip his commitment from Clemson to Ole Miss and be enrolled here by the time school starts tomorrow. Actually, it started Wednesday. But that is one name to keep an eye on. Walker didn't tell me any names, but, doing my homework, I think Luke Farrelly is one name to keep an eye on.
Well, David, congratulations. Now that Ole Miss 365.com is sponsored by Midas Automotive.
That's correct.
Guess what? The way we're building this, we don't need Lamborghinis and Bugattis. We got cold weather and ice and snow forecasted for Lafayette County. I need something that I can count on and be reliable. Give me old Ford and GM, and you know what? We're not getting all those guys. We are getting pieces, kind of like what Indiana had done in building their roster. Mm-hmm. Hardworking blue collar kids. They don't have a team full of 4 and 5 stars. Actually, they had 54 3-star players.
Well, look at their quarterback who won the Heisman Trophy.
He couldn't even get a preferred walk-on at Miami.
And I mean, what a kid he is.
A
fantastic kid. And I think I saw this earlier this week. His brother has entered the portal. So he was a freshman quarterback at Indiana this year. So, that's... You're exactly right. No Lamborghinis, no Bugattis, whatever the hell that is.
But I have no idea.
Know what it is. I know what a Lamborghini is. Bugatti never has entered my vocabulary. And I like spaghetti. I like Italian food. But let me say this. When Pete Golding pulls up to your house to recruit your son, he is likely going to be in a Ford Bronco. Probably like a 1973 model.
Probably.
I mean, that's the difference. He's not gonna land a helicopter there. He's not going to let you take a picture in front of a rented Bugatti. And that was so not Ole Miss. And I am so pleased that number one, Pete is the head coach, but number two, we're getting back to this Mississippi nucleus here. And I love that. As a matter of fact, running back down in South Mississippi at Poplarville, Ty Keys, he will be visited by Dante Moncrief, Frank Wilson early next week. Mississippi is a priority once again. And I do like that. But you know what is a priority? Finishing number 3 in the country.
How about
We're
that?
going to go get the best players available. So that's what I like. That's what I really love about this.
Well, the whole staff that he's put together, you mentioned Frank Wilson. He brought in Dante Moncrief. Feed Moncrief. Well, guess what? Dante has he has a relatable personality. Mm-hmm. He does a great job in doing whatever Pete needs, and the whole staff. And I'm a former defensive lineman, so I'm a Randall Joyner guy. If I could play for anybody.
Wait a minute, time out. You gotta tell, Marcus Dent is setting off camera over to the side. We're getting this show kind of professionally produced, and you gotta tell Jason Watkins at this point to insert the Feed Moncrief song. We've got to feed Moncrief.
Okay.
You know the song.
Yeah, I remember it.
It's a great song. Okay, carry on. I'm sorry.
Okay. Feed Moncrief.
Feed Moncrief.
I remember that song. Music, our Blues Brothers theme, but Yeah, I'm a Randall Joyner guy in regard
Yeah,
to.
who's not?
Yeah, what Randall's been able, I'd play for that guy out in the parking lot,
Mm-hmm.
full of glass, okay? He's relatable, the kids love him, and you got a portal guy like Jaheim Otis. Probably not got all the juice out of him squeezed yet. I promise you this, that young man will be an impact player on the defensive front for the Ole Miss Rebels, because Randall Joyner will get it out of these young men. And you know what? He's building. He builds relationships. He's a leader of men, and he gets them prepared for the next level, because that's what all these kids want to do. They want to play on Sundays. Well, you got to learn how to play on Saturdays first. And as far as the defensive front, there's nobody better, in my opinion, in the country than Randall Joyner.
Yeah, well, probably the most important retention element on this Ole Miss staff.
Absolutely.
I am so glad. Look, I'm excited to have Frank Wilson here. Dude is one of the best on-the-field coaches in all of college football. But Randall Joyner, whew, man, I love Randall Joyner. John Garrison, who again, enough praise has not been heaped upon John Garrison for him putting that offensive line together this year. One of the best units in the country. Argue with me. They are one of the best units in the country. While we're talking the portal here, talk to me about the running backs. Ole Miss may have the best running back room in the entire nation in 2026. And it all starts with the retention of Kewan Lacey.
Well, Kewan Lacey's a Sunday player, and I'm of the opinion we're playing last night if he doesn't get hurt. But the running back room, the wide receiver room, offensively, it's never been a problem for Ole Miss. But it's going to start with the ground game, and you're right to point out Coach Garrison of the offensive line, David. It starts in the trenches, and that unit got better and better as the year went on, and Lacey's a special talent. But now you've added different pieces from the portal, and we've got depth now, and it's going to be a special year in the ground game, and you're going to see the personality and the identity of Coach Golden. We're going to take on his identity. He built on defense first. He's going to control the ground. Yeah, sure, the score from far and all that stuff is flashy, but you win football games and championships by establishing the ground game and controlling the football and putting your defense in the best possible positions. There were times I watched Ole Miss football and we're going forward on fourth down, and that just sent a message to the defense. We don't have any faith in you guys. We're going to flip the script, and we're going to do this the right way, and I think it's going to pay big dividends, because I think the Rebels are back in the playoffs next year.
No,
David.
I agree 100%. I think it's a disappointment, not only to you and me and all the fans out there, but to Pete Golding, if they're not back in the playoffs next year. I mean, yeah, we've got this court situation going on with Trinidad Chambliss, but I think he's going to win that appeal. I think he'll be back. And you put him in that quarterback's room with Deuce Knight, with Walker Howard. Don't forget about A.J. Maddox, who is a heck of a quarterback in his own right. That could be maybe not the best, but one of the best quarterback rooms we've ever had here. I truly believe that.
Walker Howard coming back. He was a former 5-star, correct?
Yes,
great player
time.
in his own right. You got the Maddox kid, which you talked about. And if Trinidad comes back, we have a legit bona fide Heisman candidate to get to the stage. And then Deuce Knight.
Deuce Knight is a freak of an athlete.
He reminds me of a young Steve McNair. He's a guy, he's a two-strider. The limited film I've seen of him when he played at Auburn this year, I think he accounted for 5 touchdowns in a game against Mercer. He is a special talent, David. A special talent.
Former Auburn offensive coordinator Derek Nix, who is now at Alabama, said Deuce Knight is an NFL quarterback. Deuce would benefit extremely well from being able to come to Ole Miss and sit behind a seasoned vet like Trinidad Chambliss, who has won a national title and played for another. And I mean, that's the future of the Ole Miss quarterback room. I'm glad Walker Howard is back. He gives you a veteran presence inside the locker room. I don't think he was ready when he came here out of high school. I remember watching him run the offense at spring ball and stuff, and I just don't think he was ready. I think Walker is going to be a different quarterback now. I truly do. But, it's been an incredible portal period. Praise Jesus, is almost over. Almost. And, this is Ole Miss football now, and it takes a lot. You almost have to pinch yourself that we are now an elite football school. We are now, look, number 3 in football, number 16 in the preseason Baseball America poll, number 24 in the preseason D1 softball poll. Women's basketball is ranked 18th in the country. If not for the Georgia loss, they would have been bumping on getting in the top 10. But we're an elite university. Always have been when it comes to education. But now, I think Ole Miss fans of the day got tired of hearing their great-grandpas talk about what it was like in 59, 60, and 62. And by God, you get a huge amount of credit for it because you've put your money behind this. Now there's revenue share and TV money, but the going rate on getting to the college football playoffs in 2026, check this out, $40 million is your payroll.
Wow.
$40 million. So there's a lot of cake that has to be iced, and that has to be iced by the collectives. And, that's just the way it is. Hey, before I forget, tonight, the Ole Miss Rebels play Missouri in women's basketball action. And Mike, to be honest, you've got to exercise, a lot of big difference. Exorcise the Georgia loss on Sunday, where they looked horrible. They beat Georgia by 20 plus here on New Year's Day. Went to Georgia 10 days later and got smoked. And, I just talked with Coach Yo, and they're not pushing a panic button. I mean, in all honesty, it's kind of a crap happens mentality. They went into practice on Tuesday and watched film. She didn't throw chairs. She's been known to do that, but she did not do that. She was like, I'm going to show you where our mistakes were at Georgia. And tonight, against Missouri, it's on the SEC Network Plus. They're going to try to correct those mistakes. And, personally, I think they're going to do it. I talked to Debris Chapeau. I talked to Jadori Young. They said they've got chips on their shoulders about their own selves. So watch it. We'll report about it. I promise you.
Team 51.
Big
Coach
game,
Yo.
yeah.
We talk about a leader of men. Coach Yo's a leader of women.
She is.
She's a class act.
I'd
fine
follow
gal.
Coach Yo into a foxhole.
You're not kidding.
I
She
would.
loves Ole Miss. She represents this university and everything positive and great going on here in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, and
she
listen,
has truly been a blessing to this university.
And she's got a great staff. And that starts with her assistant head coach, Quentin Hillsman, whose podcast I hope you have watched here on OleMiss365.com. Q talks about the Georgia game, too, with host Marcus Dent. And, it was just something that happened. It was an unfortunate incident, but it was an accident. Nobody intended for it to happen. And I'd almost bet Mike's hat on this. Ole Miss is going to whoop Missouri tonight. At Missouri, I hope Yo doesn't listen to this before the game, but I think it's going to be a big Rebel win.
I agree with you. The basketball programs, both in men and women, they are gearing towards March. So what the product you see right now is not the finished product. It's about coming together at the right time. And both the men's and women's programs, basketball-wise, are gearing up for March Madness. So this is all part of the journey for Coach Yo's Team 51, Coach Beard's squad. It's a great time to be an Ole Miss Rebel.
Hey, that's going to do it for Mike and I. Thank you for hanging out with us a little bit, listening to our he's older than me, but listening to our old heads talk about stuff here on the Red and Blues Brothers podcast. What year did that movie come out? 1978?
Yeah, it's
See, we're kind of dating ourselves with
dating
that.
ourselves a little. It came out after Animal House.
Hey, thanks to Starbucks. We're not in the Starbucks studio today, but again, we're inside the Tuohy Center here in Oxford. And thanks again to Midas Automotive, our presenting sponsor of everything here on Ole Miss 365. For Mike Fitzsimmons,
Fitz.
I'm
Hotty
David
toddy,
Johnson. Hotty toddy. See you next time.